Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I am so excited to begin this new year. 2020 was quite intense. It took a toll on so many people in the world, myself included. I feel like I was so unmotivated last year. Like I had no motivation to film, no motivation to do anything. But you know, I'm starting the new year with a new mindset. I've really missed filming. It's been a minute. Like it's been a hot minute since I've sat here to film and to talk about all my beauty favorites and things I've been loving throughout the past couple months. And today's video is going to be my 2020 favorites. So I'm going to dive into all the products that I have here. I'm super excited. So be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and hit the little notification bell to be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into all of my 2020 favorites because it's a lot, girl. There's a lot of products. We're going to be here for a long time. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, whenever I do my makeup, I always prep my skin, and it's a must. If you want to have flawless makeup, you have to have a good prep to your skin before going in with all of the products that you're about to use. So I cannot do my makeup without SPF. SPF is such a must. If you guys are not using SPF, what are you waiting for? SPF really protects your skin from the UV lights from outside, the sun, from your phones, the TV, you name it, any light will affect your skin. SPF also helps with anti-aging. So these are the two that I've been loving. So the first one is from Supergoop. It's the Unseen Sunscreen. The consistency of it, you'll see, is it looks like a primer almost, and I love it so much because of that. I generally wear this one under makeup because it has such a nice texture, and I find it really does blur my pores while protecting my skin at the same time, so that's a plus. And also it is very hydrating on the skin. It doesn't dry out my skin at all, and the way it looks under makeup is insane. So I really love this one. And then the next one is the Josie Maran Argan Daily SPF. Also, do not mind my nails. We're in lockdown and the salons are not open, and doing my own nails is just a whole different ball game. So please disregard how ugly my nails look. Moving on. So the next one is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47. Oh, and I didn't say this one has SPF 40. So going back to the Josie Maran one, I really love this one because this one is a tinted sunscreen, and what I love about it is that there's argan oil in it. So it's super hydrating on the skin while giving a nice tint to the skin, and it doesn't dry out my skin whatsoever. I have very dry skin. I'm sure you could tell just by looking at my hands. My skin is very dry, but this just gives your skin a beautiful glow, and it neutralizes all the redness on my face. And yeah, I really do love these two. So brows. I have two brow gels and two brow pencils. The first brow pencil is from Fenty Beauty. So this is the Brow MVP, and what I like about this is how thin the pencil is. And the color as well is just a perfect color for my brows. It is a dark brown, but the thing is that I don't use this to fill in my eyebrows. Like I don't trace my eyebrows and then fill it in. I use this for the sparse areas that I want to add hair-like strokes. And I've also been loving this one from e.l.f. So this is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I have mine in the shade Deep Brown, and I love this. It is just such a great pencil for the price. You cannot go wrong. I think it's like $3. And why I love this so much is just because of how creamy and how blendable this formula is. I like this more if I'm trying to overdraw my tail a bit, or if I'm trying to overdraw the bottom under here. I really like this brow pencil for that. And the spoolie is super big, and it just helps get in those crevices and separate your brow hairs very well. So if there's a brow gel that I think is worth your money and I think is worth splurging on, it's the Glossier Boy Brow. Like this is my tried and true. I cannot do my makeup without this brow gel. So the reason why I love it so much is because of how it lays on my brows. My brows last all day. They do not budge whatsoever. In the product, there's these little microfibers that help give your brows more fullness. So they help fill in your brows. And so if you've been looking into the Glossier Boy Brow and you've been hesitant, do not be hesitant. You will not be disappointed. I really love this. For a dupe alternative, if you want to test out one from the drugstore before testing out that one, it is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So even the packaging is similar. So this one I like a lot because it also fills in the brows very, very well. I don't find it lasts as long as the Boy Brow, but if you want a dupe for the Glossier Boy Brow, I would suggest the e.l.f. Wow Brow just because of the formula. They're very, very similar. This one as well has little microfibers. The black handle is the e.l.f. one and the silver handle is the Glossier one. So the wands are very, very similar, although the Glossier one is just a bit shorter. This one is a bit longer. I just find the Glossier one to be longer lasting, but an alternative for that one is definitely the e.l.f. Wow Brow. It's a great dupe. Into eyes, eyeliners, and mascara. So first with mascara, I discovered this Essence Lash Princess thanks to TikTok. The way it makes my lashes look is phenomenal, surprisingly, because I've been using my L'Oreal Lash Telescopic for centuries. I found it to be the only mascara that separated my lashes while giving them length and volume, but you need to try this. It says false lash effect, and that is literally what it gives. I find that it looks fantastic on my bottom lashes especially, but on my top lashes it does a great job at just getting in all of those little hairs and making them look super long and voluminous. And an oldie but a goodie, the Lancôme Monsieur Big is another favorite of mine. The wand is a little bit fatter. I find gives such great volume to your lashes. If you want a mascara that gives a lot of volume and makes them look very, very intense, the Monsieur Big by Lancôme is very, very good. So these are the two that I've been using the most. So lately I've been really into using a light pencil in my waterline to really open up my eyes more, and I really like this one from Essence. So this is the Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. It's waterproof and it's in the shade Silky Nude. So this is just a cream eye pencil for your waterline, and I find that it opens up my eyes so well and it just makes them look more awake, and I've been really loving this to use on my waterline. So for liquid eyeliner, whenever I would wear a liquid liner, I always found that they would run on me because I have very watery eyes. My eyes are very dry. I discovered this guy when Essence sent me a PR package that I'm going to be uploading very soon. So stay tuned for that. So I discovered the Super Precise Eyeliner Long Lasting Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner from Essence. And this is so black that you don't even need to go over this with eyeshadow. So I like this because of how easy it is to use with the tip. You can see how thin that is. You're able to do quick wings without it being too hard, and it lasts all day. And I really find that this one is user friendly. So if you're new with doing wings and you're struggling, try this out because you can't go wrong. It's like $3. So I've been really loving that. Next is eyeshadows and eyeshadow glitters, toppers. Yeah. So I'm sure you've seen these everywhere because they are 110% worth the hype. They are phenomenal. I love them. It's the only thing I've been using. The days that I wanted to do a little eye makeup or a little something special on my eyes, I wouldn't go for like those huge palettes that I have or any other palette. My go-tos have been the e.l.f. Bites Size eyeshadows, and specifically two of my favorites is the Cream and Sugar and the Truffles palette. So I have Cream and Sugar, Truffles, Very Bad, and Rose Water. So if you're new to makeup and you don't want to spend $50 on an eyeshadow palette, go to Walmart, go to your drugstore, wherever they sell e.l.f. and buy these Bites eyeshadows. These are equivalent to Natasha Denona shadows. The shimmers in these quads are insane. So I'm going to show you. And I like how in every palette you get a shimmer and a couple mattes. So either you'll get 2 shimmers or 2 mattes, or you'll get 3 mattes and 1 shimmer. So for instance, in the Truffles palette, there's 1 shimmer and 3 mattes. Okay, one swipe. This is one swipe of this shade right here. They are so intense, so foiled. They last so long on your eyes. It is insane. The mattes are also very pigmented as well. I'll swatch a couple of those for you. One swipe. They are so pigmented. They last all day. This is the Cream and Sugar palette. Look at that. That is one swipe. See that? It's insane. And then the Rosewater palette and the Very Bad palette is also very pretty. This is more cool tone, and then this one is more warm with the coppers. Very beautiful, very pigmented. You cannot go wrong. These are like $3 each, and they're insanely good. But if I had to pick two, honestly, my favorites would be Cream and Sugar and Truffles for sure. These two are my favorite. They're very warm, they're very me, they're very pigmented, they're very much up my alley. If I want more of a cool tone look, I'll go with this one, Rosewater, but they're all very good, so whichever is your taste, you go for. Next are glitter toppers, and these are from e.l.f. They are super pigmented, they are super reflective, they make your eyes look super sparkly and gorgeous. This right here is the Copper Pop. The one above it is Flirty Birdy, and then the top one is the 24 karat gold. Do you see how insane? That's one swipe. Imagine these on your eyes. They give such a beautiful look to the eyes. I also like using these as liquid liners. I'll pick up with a brush and I'll give myself a beautiful glittery liner if you're into that look. But these are so affordable, so great, so pigmented, and you can't go wrong. They do not wear off, and they're not those kind of glitters that when you apply it, they disappear or they transfer onto the lid. Like, they are, once you put them on, they are set and they are put. So I've been loving those as well. Okay, next we're moving on to primers, and I'm super extra when it comes to primers. I have 3 to talk about, but I'm gonna go through them really quick. So if there is one primer I cannot live without, it's this. Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer is my top primer. I cannot live without this. I love it, and it is just my favorite. It gives so much hydration to the skin. This is a primer, but it almost feels like a skincare product. It feels like a hydrating serum that is just full of moisture, that just makes makeup last long, that looks beautiful under foundation. This will not disappoint, okay? I have the driest skin on earth. My skin is very dry, my under eyes are very dry. So whenever I want to use a foundation, whether it's hydrating, whether it's a tinted moisturizer, whatever the case may be, I need to hydrate like for centuries, because you get the point, my skin is dry. This, however, if I could use this as a moisturizer, I would. It's like water for your skin, put it that way. I have to give a quick shout out to my glowy makeup serum from Lash. This was a late discovery, I'm not gonna lie. This, if you could see it in the little dropper there, this gives your skin so much glow, but it also helps the foundation last. I like this one specifically for the glow it gives on my face. It almost looks like, when you apply it, it almost looks like there's little specks of glitter. Not too much glitter, but it just looks radiant and healthy and glowy and beautiful. So I've been really loving this as well. The last primer is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere. I find my pores to be super visible, especially in this area here, and this just helps blur them while giving a beautiful sleek canvas to my face. So those are my top 3 primers. Moving on, we have 3 foundations. I really could have just picked 2, but these are the 3 that I've been using the most. They all are very different, which is why I wanted to include 3. Foundation that I've been loving the most, it gives like a your skin but better type look, is this one from L'Oreal. It's the 24-hour infallible foundation. This, you guys, is fantastic. If you have dry skin, if you have oily skin, if you have combination skin, test out this foundation. It is long lasting on the skin. It is medium to full coverage. It is buildable. It is beautiful. It makes your skin look glowy, and it's what I'm wearing today actually, and I love it. I love the way it looks on camera. I love the way it photographs. It is really a great foundation. I've also been loving this NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is completely matte, okay? But I use a lot of hydrating products under to ensure that my skin won't look flaky and won't look dry. The reason I love this is for how long it lasts on the skin. This does not transfer, this does not crease. It's a great matte foundation. Even if you're a dry skin girl, just make sure to hydrate your skin properly and you are good to go. Last but not least, I have to give a huge shout out to the Rare Beauty foundation. This foundation is super liquidy. It is super lightweight on the skin. It literally feels like you're wearing nothing, but it gives your skin such a beautiful glow and it looks super healthy. And you could build this up. The more layers you add, the more full coverage it becomes. So you have to be sure to shake it up really, really well and to ensure its full benefits on your skin. And the formula is quite unique. Okay, moving along, we have two concealers that I want to talk about. So again, these are kind of dupes for each other, and surprisingly I fell in love with one that I didn't think I was gonna love. So I'm gonna start first with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. This is very matte, however it just gives your under eyes a blurred effect. Whenever I wear this concealer, I get 100 questions of what concealer I'm wearing, whether they've seen me in person or I'm on Instagram. It is a concealer that just makes your under eyes look super flawless without drying them. It's like a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, I would say, the one. When you apply this, you literally only need like 3 dots and you're good to go. Whenever I wear this, I find that it gives my under eyes, it almost looks like my under eyes are filled in a sense, because it blurs the little fine lines that I have. It makes it look all seamless and I love it a lot. Surprisingly, I fell in love with this like the minute I used it. The other one that I really love is and I would say it's a dupe for it. If you use this concealer, the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin, if you use this and if you've tried the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the matte one, they're very similar. But I find the one with the black tip is too dry under my eyes. Like that, it like flakes under my eyes. But I really love the hydrating version of it. So the white caps are hydrating and the black caps are the matte ones. So this lasts so long under my eyes. For the price, you cannot go wrong. It is just very good at concealing those dark circles, for making those under eye area look super seamless and flawless, and it is also very hydrating. It is a thick concealer, but it is very hydrating. So I use the shades 2.6 in the Makeup Forever, and in the e.l.f. Camo, I'm in the shade Medium Peach. And I absolutely love these concealers. They've been my go-to. Moving on to setting powder. So there's 2 setting powders that I discovered in 2020. I discovered the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder during quarantine. I use this as a topper. So once I apply my foundation, my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, you name it, I take a brush and I go over my face. And I'm in the shade 2. So I'll take a fluffy brush like this and I'll just go over all of the powders I have on my skin already. It just gives your skin this flawless airbrush look and it blurs your pores at the same time. I've been really, really loving that, and it is definitely worth the price. It is very pricey. However, if you're somebody that likes setting powder that is very light, you could use this to set your whole face. I just prefer using it as like a powder topper. So the next powder is from CoverGirl. It's the True Blend Mineral Powder in the shade Banana. So this for my under eyes, even though I have very, very dry under eyes, I try not to set them that often, but on days where my skin is not so dry and I feel like I need to set them because the concealer is creasing a lot, I instantly go for this one from CoverGirl. I love this powder because of its shape. So you could see that it is, I don't want it to all fall out. It is a banana shade powder. However, it just brightens the under eye so intensely. I'll show you. I don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. So I just pick up a little bit and I just place it under my eyes. Do you see the difference? It completely brightened my under eye without looking too white or casty. You see that? If you're somebody that's into a bright under eye, you would love this. It just gives your under eyes this beautiful bright look without it being too drying. That's why I really do love this powder, because it doesn't dry my under eyes. I'm really loving this, and these have been my go-to powders. Moving on, we have bronzer. So I have 1 cream bronzer and 2 powders, and that is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Bake. So this is like a huge chubby stick. If you know Milk, you know their packaging. This is a shade. I wish they had a better shade variety, but unfortunately they don't. But I like using this on top of my foundation, or even if I'm not wearing any foundation that day, if I'm just wearing my SPF from Josie Maran, the tinted one, I'll take a bit of this on my cheekbones just to give more warmth to my skin. It is super creamy, it is super pigmented, it is super blendable. As for powder bronzers, I have two. The first one is the Fenty Beauty Instant Warm Bronzer, and I love this. It's what I'm wearing on my skin today. It's super creamy, it lasts long, it is easily blendable, and I just love the shade variety of Fenty Beauty bronzers. This one is very warm. It is a very warm bronzer, however, it doesn't look orange. It gives your skin a beautiful sun-kissed look, and I really love this one. It's the one I've been using the most. Discovered this one from Essence. It is a lot lighter than the Fenty Beauty one, but I like this just on days that I want to give myself a little bit more warmth to my skin. I'll just dust this all over my face, and it is super pigmented. It is very light, but it is so finely milled that you could pick up so many layers of this bronzer, it'll never look muddy. So that's why I love this one. Moving into blush, we have 3 cream blushes and we have 3 powder blushes. So first I'm gonna start with the cream blushes. So I think this is inevitable. For me personally, the best cream blushes that I have discovered in 2020 are the Rare Beauty blushes. These guys are so intense. They are so pigmented. I like using these first when I'm doing all my cream products, and then I'll go in and I'll set them. So these 2 colors are matte. I have the shade Bliss and I have the shade Love. I actually ordered Joy as well because it's been sold out for so long and I've been wanting that one for a very long time. So I have these 2 for now. Love is more of like a terracotta red. I swear that's all you need. That is it. Okay, so this is Love. And then we have Bliss. Bliss is a coral pink, I would say. They're both very matte, but the way these blend, you guys, do you see that pigment? That's from one dot. It's insane how pigmented these blushes are. And they last very long on the skin, I find. Those are the 2 cream blushes that I've been loving. And then one was a late discovery. So lately I've been into more of a glowy, more fresh, natural looking makeup. And this is the Kosas. So this is the Color and Light Cream Trio from Kosas. So I have mine in the shade Velvet Melon, and I love this to use on days where I'm using more cream products. But the shade of these and the formula is something I've never seen in my life. So I'm gonna swatch these 2. So on top is the blush and on the bottom is the highlight. So I like these to use on my finger, and the way I like to use them is if I'm using, let's say, my Josie Maran tinted sunscreen and I'm just putting some concealer and some cream bronzer, I'll use the blush just more on the top of my cheekbones. I'll emphasize more around this area, and then I'll use the highlighter to go on top and just give my skin a beautiful glow. I also like using these on my eyes. It's very universal. You could even use this on your lips, the blush color, if you desire. It's very universal, and I just love the formula of it. I've been really loving these cream products so far. I'm definitely going to keep using them in 2021. They are just so good. They are chef's kiss, I'm telling you. The 3 blushes that I want to talk about, I've spoke about them before in past favorites video. I've been loving them. The first 2 are the Buxom Wanderlust Infused blushes. I have mine in the shade Dolly and Seychelles. Seychelles is so beautiful. It almost looks like you were sitting in the sun and you got a little bit of a sunburn. That's what this blush looks like. It is so pretty and so pigmented. They last super long. The shade Dolly is more of a mauve. The top one right here, I didn't wash off the other swatches, but it's more of a mauve shimmery blush. I love this one just for more focused on the apples of my cheeks. It's the blush I'm wearing today, and I like to focus Seychelles more around here, like where I place my contour. If I'm mixing both of them, that's kind of what I'll do. I'll place Seychelles more up here, and I'll place Dolly more on the apples of my cheeks and blend them together, and they are just the perfect duo. And like I said, they last a trillion years on your face, so you can't go wrong. Then I have one from the drugstore. I've spoken about this before. It is the Burt's Bees blush shade Toasted Cinnamon. This, you guys, I feel like this is one of those underrated blushes, but for a blush, you guys, this is worth the 15 bucks. Like, it is from the drugstore, and I find that when you're buying makeup from the drugstore, to spend over $12 is even pushing it. And this being $15, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, should I try it? Should I not try it? And I'm so happy I did, because the color goes with everything. So it is a beautiful warm blush that has a bit of shimmer in it that gives your cheeks so much luminosity while also making them look super warm and juicy. I really, really love it. These are our last face products. I have two highlighters to talk about, and they're both from the drugstore. So the first one being the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. It is a $4 highlight, and it just gives your skin the most beautiful natural glow. Okay, this highlighter is not chunky whatsoever. It picks up so beautifully on the high points of your face without being too glittery, too sparkly. It is just so beautiful. Mine is in the shade Be My Highlight, and I really do love this, and for the price, you cannot go wrong. This is the new Milani Baked Blushes. Mine is in the shade 120 Champagne Doro. It's the bottom shade right here. This shade right here. Literally so intense, so beautiful, so finely milled. I also have the shade Dulce Perla. This is more for like if I want more of a blinding highlight, or it's also very pretty if after I've put this one on, I could top this just on the high points of my cheekbones. It looks nice as well. So if you're more fair, go with this one, and if you're more warm toned, stick with the Champagne Doro. It's beautiful, it's pigmented, it lasts all day. They are at the drugstore or at your local Walmart. They are fantastic. We have a lot of lippies, guys. So first being, I don't know why I never tried these before, but you've probably, if you are on TikTok, if you're addicted to TikTok like I am, you've probably seen these. These are the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Pencil. My top shades would be Natural, Nude Truffle, and Cold Brew. So those would be my top three. And the reason why I love those is because Natural is like your lips but better. Nude Truffle is what I'm wearing today. It's what I line my lips with today. It is just a perfect nude lip liner. And then Cold Brew is more of a brown lip liner. So I'm going to swatch them all. So Nutmeg, Nude Truffle, Free Spirit, Natural, and Cold Brew. NYX makes really, really good lip liners. They're super creamy and they last very long on your lips. And I want every shade because they are just that good. For lipstick from the Sephora collection line, they are $10. So the first shade is We, and the other one is Tan Lines. So We is more of a mauve pink, which I really enjoy, and Tan Lines is your typical nude, like your beige nude. So We, and this is Tan Lines. These are very affordable. They last very long on the lips. They're super creamy and they're very pigmented, so I love those two. And then from Buxom, and it is their Full Force Plumping Lipstick in the shade Goddess. It's this shade right here, and it is a beautiful nude. It is not too brown. Like, you could see how Tan Lines is more of a beige nude, whereas Goddess from Buxom, you could see that Goddess from Buxom is a bit more pink while also being very nude. So that's why I love these ones. It says it's a plumping lipstick, but it doesn't give that tingling sensation to your lips. And then for glosses, guys, I couldn't pick one or two or three. Picked 6. 4 being from the same line, okay, and then 2 being from the same line. So the Madison Beer X Morphe lip glosses are worth every penny. So I have every shade except for the clear one, but I have the shades Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Okay, so if I had to pick 2, I would pick the Mars and I would pick Saturn. Mars is more of a nude, whereas Saturn is more of a pink. The bottom one is Mars, and then the top one is Saturn. You could see like Mars is almost like a cafe latte color. And Saturn is just a really pretty pink gloss, while also Venus and Mercury is very nice as well. So with Venus, it is more of a mauve pink, and Mercury is, I find it to be a very light color, and it is very pretty on top of like a very dark lipstick. So here we have Mercury and Venus right here. Mercury, Venus. So Venus, you could see, is a lot darker, whereas Mercury is a lot lighter. So these are the 4 shades. They're all beautiful, but my top 2 would have to be Mars and Saturn. Very good. They're very pigmented. They're very creamy on the lips. They're probably the best glosses I've ever tried from Morphe. It's a great collection, and the formulas are very good. From Tower 28, you guys. Oh my god. Okay, these 2 shades, I have the shade Oat and I have the shade Cashew. Do you see a repetition in the colors I use? These are super pigmented. I'm wearing Cashew today. I'm going to reapply because it's fading a bit. Okay, and look how stunning. Are you kidding me? They are not sticky. They're very smooth on the lips. They make your lips look really juicy, and I love them. Those are all the products I've been loving in 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything that you guys have tried that you loved, that you didn't like, let me know in the comments down below because I'm really curious. And also let me know some of the products that you guys have been loving. I would love to hear and test them out. But that is all from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.